Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. We're in week number 4, and we've got, it looks like, 3 games tonight. Not just 3 games, but we've also got a meeting in an hour. It's going to be great. We've got our first game coming up tonight is going to be Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan versus the Tizz Savage Boys. Venger versus Tizzle Bizzle. Humans versus Orcs. These are the 2 races that come in the standard box of Blood Bowl. It'll be fun to talk about. It'll be fun to watch. Let's take a look at the schedule. Not the schedule. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these 2 teams. In Division A, with a win this week, BB Nuts believe Broncos are in first place comfortably with a record of 3-1-0. They're a Nurgle team, 10 points for the team. Ajax is the Fishy Fiends. They're in second place. They're a Chaos Renegades team. They are 2-1-0. And in third place, Galeshi's the Birds of a Feather, an Elven Union team. 1-2-0 is their record. In Division B, in first place is Spire and the Philosopher's Song. They're a Lizardman team. 2-1-0 is their record. S, Beavers, Wooden Men, and Iron Trees currently in second place. A Wood Elf team. 1-2-0 is their record. And there is a tie for third place here in Division B between the Goner Gits, Cobblestorm's Goblin team, and Technobabble Inc., my team, a Human team. 1-1-0 is their record. They're playing each other this week, too. And in Division C, in first place, Clyphus' Odin. It's Nuffle, a Norse team. They are 3-0-0, followed very closely behind by Doug the Minotaurs. Dinnerbell Darlings, a Dwarven team. They are 3-0-0 as well. Con-Kills Entanglements, currently in third place. An Imperial Nobility team, 2-0-0 is their record. Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan looking for their second win in this competition. The Tizz Savage Boys looking to pick up their first here in week number 4. And the home team tonight's going to be the Human team. Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan coming in at a TV of 975,000 gold. 12 players on the roster. One of the catchers not starting tonight due to an injury. That'll be number 3. I can't believe it's not Butter. I imagine number 3 is going to get fired as well with that AV of 7+, but we'll see what Venger decides to do next week. This week, this will be the starting roster. Maybe. We'll talk about that in just a minute. 1 Ogre, 1 Thrower, 3 of the 4 catchers, 2 of the 4 Blitzers, 3 human linemen, and of course a halfling, Nathan himself. 1 Oppo, 1 cheerleader, 3 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls are going to be up against this Orc team this evening. The Tizz Savage Boys, full 11 players on the roster for an even team value of 1 million gold. 4 blitzers, 4 big and blockers, 3 linemen, 1 Oppo, 1 dedicated fan, and 2 rerolls. How's this team going to play tonight? Very simply, this is the bashy box of Blood Bowl. You get a Human team in the box, you get an Orc team in the box. These are the 2 teams you start your Blood Bowl career with. This Orc team is a very bashy team. They have 3 blitzers on the roster. They all have the block skill. 4 of the big and blockers. They all have a strength of 4. Very, very resilient with an AV of 10. Lots of strength, lots of block out of the gate. They're going to try to bash down these humans. They have the strength advantage. They're just going to try to beat them up. They have the skill advantage this early in the competition as well with those 4 blitzers. On defense, well, really, whether it's defense or offense, they're trying to beat up the other team. On offense, they're going to be caged up and then try to open up that hole through the defense and move that cage through. On defense, they're going to be looking to enclose the offense, prevent the offense from spreading wide, trying to remove players. They are going to have to keep a couple of players in the secondary, and that's because the Human team's going to have a speed advantage against this team. But otherwise, this is the bashy team. They're going to play a bashy game. They only have the 2 rerolls. They will have Tizzle Bizzle will have to watch out for burning those rerolls early. But otherwise, the Human team, how do you play against this very bashy team? Well, Human teams are your generalists, right? They could do everything. They don't excel at anything. So that means when you play this team, Electric Man says, "Happy Tuesday, Happy Tuesday!" Electric Man, El Liberino, welcome to the stream. A Human team, a Human coach needs to pivot their strategy game by game and play to their opponent's weakness. In this case, they're up against a bashy team. Like we said, Humans can bash, but they can't out-bash a bashy team, right? Humans can run, but they can't outrun a fast team, right? They can't outrun a Skaven team. They can't outrun an Elf team. So you have to play to your opponent's weakness. So what this Human team is going to do tonight is they're going to try to play the Edge team, right? They don't want to get into the fist fights because they don't have the strength advantage. They don't even have the block advantage. GoBots has block. The 2 blitzers, of course, have block, but still missing the other 2 blitzers. Did drop one of the catchers. Hasn't picked up another player yet. What Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan might do with 55k in the bank, they might pick up another lineman here. If they don't, they'll be giving up just 15k to the opposing team, which is nothing. If they do, it's going to be 65k that they're giving up to the opposing team, and that is something. So we'll see what happens there when the game starts, but if Wenger doesn't pick up another player, that means Nathan is going to be a starter tonight. Has to fill in that 11th spot on the roster. This team has the speed advantage against the York team. They have 3 catchers at MA of 8. The Blitzers are MA 7. They have decent strength, but they can't outbash this team. If they're starting with Nathan, that's 4 players with a strength of 2. That's just not gonna cut it. And so what this team's going to do on offense is they really want to spread out wide to prevent those orcs from grouping up. If the orcs group up, they'll get their assists. If they get their assists, they're getting their 2-die blocks. 4 of those are going to be with the block skill from those blitzers. The human team doesn't want that, so they're going to spread out wide. And if they spread out wide, that means they don't have enough players left to really cage the ball. What are they going to do? Well, the ball carrier, probably GoBots, the number 2 thrower, is just going to retreat. He's just going to hang back, wait for the play to develop. Once it develops, then you can lean into something, whether a hole opens up or whether you've got a receiver downfield or something you can react to rather than being proactive. As the human player, you really don't want to be too proactive, in my opinion. You want to let your opponent develop the drive because you're trying to lean into their weakness. So just wait for that opportunity. Keep spread wide to keep them from getting their assists. And if you can do that, you're probably going to find yourself in a position where you now have a lane to run down for the running game, or you've got a passing threat from a catcher or 2. On defense, it's going to be a little bit trickier because this orc team does want to stay caged up, does want to stay grouped up, does want to get those blocks off. And so what the human team needs to do there is they just need to play it cool, stay in front of the cage, don't give up too much pitch, right? Hold them to maybe 1 or 2 spaces a turn. Hold them to a blitz a turn. If you can do that, you're going to stop these orcs from scoring. They're not a particularly passy team. They all hate each other with animosity. So that's really going to be the game plan here for this human team tonight. I think in every single matchup, human teams, they control the momentum, right? They are going to decide how the game gets played, and that's why you need to not be proactive. You need to be reactive. And just wait. Just wait to see what your opponent does, because you can react to basically anything they're going to do. Oh no! Hank the Rage said, I just tried to add an additional halfling. I lost 30k and no new player to clear. All right, let's see what's going on here. You did lose 30k. I don't think you can have 2 halflings. Can you? Let me check the rule book. And then let's see if we can correct the problem, because I don't think if you can't have the halfling, you should get your money back. Let me see what's going on. Hank the Ranger says you can have 3. All right. You can indeed have 3. Let me see if I can fix this. Well, let me see if I can identify why would you lose the money and not have a halfling. Oh no, you do have a halfling. He's right there. He's number 3. Yeah, number 3 here. Cool. All right. Well, with that, we'll see this game get underway. This is going to be the first of 3 games this evening. Second game will be about an hour from now. That will be the Dangerous Knights crew versus the Fishy Fiends. Connor versus Ajax. That's Dark Elves versus Chaos Renegades, I believe. And then an hour from then, we're going to have the Gutterballs versus Mammal Nightmare. That's El Nubarino versus Vestung. That's Orcs versus... Maybe that's the Chaos Renegades team? Let's see. Mammal Nightmare is a Necro team, so that will be Orcs versus Necro. Electric Man says, aren't halfways buy one get one free? They should be. Hank the Ranger says I need to relaunch the game. Fair enough. Festoon, welcome to the stream. Festoon says, my poor beat up Necro. I know that feeling. I played Wood Elves one season. And yeah. Yeah, you're just gonna sometimes you're just not gonna have a full roster. Necro's hard to get started. Well, they're not like Lizard hard to get started, but it's difficult to not have all the ball carriers at first, I think. All right, waiting for Hank the Ranger to relaunch the client. El Numerina says, "R.I.P. Bellar Nyla." Yeah. Sorry, Bellar Nyla. You know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity. I just got a package. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go grab it real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Festoon says, I'm definitely on a slow start, and I'll have a Wraith missing next game tonight. Elgrim Mike says, it's hard to get the cash. Yeah, when you have an expensive team, again, Wood Elves pretty expensive. It can be hard. You can get into a death spiral early, which is can be real difficult to get out of. All right, waiting for this game number 1 to get underway. Human teams are my favorite team in the game of Blood Bowl just because they can react to everything. I don't think they're the greatest team. Well, I think they're pretty great at low TV, and then they fall off pretty hard at high TV. But they are by far my favorite team. Gamer Mike says, still sad my last game I got 0 SPP. How is that possible? You should have got 4 for MVP. Electric Man says, FYI, I'm a human. That's exactly what a robot would say. Or an alien. Or a replicant. Alright, I hope Hank the Ranger's computer's alright here. We've had a number of glitches so far this week. BB Nut won due to computer failure from Eric, which is unfortunate. All right, this game's getting underway. So 25K going to the Savage Boys here. Old Gamer Mike says it went to a zombie who got a bad random, so I fired him. Yeah, that'll happen. All right, clear sky. This is a beautiful pitch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on? I wish this would tell you who paused. Like Mortal Kombat, if somebody pauses, it tells you who the person is who paused. Looks like there might be some more connection issues. If this fails, the game hasn't started yet, so we could reset that. Unfortunately, when a game gets underway, there really isn't an opportunity to reset it, just because it becomes too complicated to figure out how to do that fairly, right? All right, blue versus red on the pitch this evening. Humans versus orcs. I think that's the actual colors in the box too. Not a whole lot of fan factor this evening, so not a lot of money coming back to either team, unless they can get some touchdowns on the board. Just 5K to the Savage Boys, so there'll be no inducements picked up. Run Bad with the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome, Raiders. Human team wins the coin toss. Ek314, welcome to the stream. Thanks once again, Run Bad, for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope your stream went well this evening. This is the first of our triple header tonight. Not just a triple header, but it's Tuesday. So I will have my requisite Tuesday business meeting. That'll be great. Pat Nez, welcome to the stream. Human team to set up their defense now. 3 on the line currently. Picked up that extra halfling, so they are going to start with 1 halfling. It's going to be... it's going to be not Nathan, but Imitation Nathan. Imitation Nathan to start here this evening. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. First of 3 games tonight. This is humans versus orcs. This will be followed up with it'll be Dark Elves versus Chaos Renegades, and then it'll be orcs versus Necro. It'll be all fun games this evening. It couldn't be Canadian Nathan because of the tariffs. Foot Polish, thank you so much for the sub. Woo, indeed. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Von Rue, welcome to the stream. 6 on the line for this orc team. Week number 4 of 9 in regulation play here in the first competition of the season, the Chaos Cup. Top 2 teams from each division will make the cut to top 8, and then the top 2 teams besides will fill in the final 2 slots. And then the top 2 teams that finish the competition will earn an invitation to the Blood Bowl, our championship invitational at the end of the season. Here's the offense and the kick. Very shallow kick. More of a throw, really. Weather's going to remain the same. Ball kicked to the 4. Oh, is that the halfling sandwich? Oh, it is. It looks delicious. That looks delicious. Turn 1 now for the Savage Boys. They're going to set up this cage here on turn 4 before taking blocks. That's good action order. T9 block to get things started on the left defensive end. Gets a POW on Plastic Tree. Plastic Tree. That's like the least environmental thing. That's like, not only is it plastic, but it's pretending to be environmentally friendly. Push on the nose tackle. Now, finally, a knockdown on Almond Milk, the number 10 human lineman, the right defensive end. Looking for a 9+ to break armor. Got the armor break. There it is. The smashed knee. I hope you didn't want to walk anywhere. 1-man player advantage here in turn 1 for the orc team. Baron Bucky, welcome to the stream. Baron Bucky asks, is this human team super missing next gamed? Nope, it's just early in the season. So they're down a player. They ended up picking up a second halfling to fill in the gap this evening. They lost one of their catchers to an injury. I think the catcher was fired. It was a -1 AV. And then a halfling was hired to fill in the gap. Yeah, so I think 2 players were lost. One maybe killed, and then one was fired. Boot polish demanding death. Here's the ball pickup on the 3+. Works out. Chelsea Zola, the #1 blitzer. The ball carrier for the drive. Turn 1 now for Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan. Barrett Bucky says, too many catches on this team. Yeah, so I'm running a human team as well. And I commend Wenger for the 4 catchers. I couldn't do it. It scared me. I got 4 blitzers. I started with 4 blitzers and an ogre. 2-die blitz on Rambo. Gets the knockdown here. No armor break. Remember, the ogre has Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or injury roll, whichever one you need it for. The assist by Imitation Nathan, as well as Beyond Meat, to get the 2-die block on Timidius II. The #8 big and blocker over in the left wide zone. Gets a push out of this. Yeah. I didn't pick up on that until Wenger told me. Elden Bruno says, the human team is also Imitation Skaven. Since Skaven don't have 4 blitzers, this team can't have them either. Yeah. I thought that was cute. 50 seconds left on the clock here in turn 1. Repositioning these catchers in the secondary, making them, trying to keep them safe. Takes a mark on the ball carrier with instant potatoes. I don't think I've had instant potatoes in decades. I love potatoes, even if they're instant. Turn 2 now for the Tizz Savage boys. Unforgiven in real life. Welcome to the stream. It says, shh, there's Irish in here. Love potatoes. Nothing better than potatoes and beer. Unforgiven Ireland. My apologies. I thought you were just making a statement. Look, I'm just unforgiven in real life, all right? I own it. I appreciate it now that I'm a bit older. So, Steve, welcome to the stream. 50 seconds to go in turn 2 for the Tizz Savage boys. Just the 2 rerolls on this roster. Needs to be a little cognizant of using rerolls. Tizzle Bizzle typically does a very good job of managing their rerolls. Here's the 2-die block on instant potatoes. Ooh, gets knocked down here. 9+ will break armor. There's another armor break. And another removal. Well done. 2-man player advantage for the Orcs. El Numerino, I have news for you on the Masters of the Universe front. So I had bought all of the stuff. There's a, if you're unfamiliar, there's a Masters of the Universe board game. It came out a couple years ago. I just bought it. It's pure Ameritrash fun, I think. I haven't played it yet. But I didn't buy all the plastic terrain and stuff. I just bought all, like, the game stuff. Well, I did buy, and if you're unfamiliar with Masters of the Universe, it's He-Man, basically. They have a massive plastic Castle Grayskull that I said I wouldn't buy. I bought it today. So I bought this massive Castle Grayskull for this board game. It's gonna be awesome. Ball advances across the line of scrimmage to the opposing 2-yard line here. 3 points on the cage set up. Still has Lorak's Dream over in the left wide zone to reposition 6 MA. 1 rush to get on the back left corner of the cage. Tizzle Bizzle probably trying to decide if it's necessary. And it is. There's the rush. Turn 2, back to the humans. Again, humans are jacks of all trades, masters of none. They're up against this bashy team. They want to play to their weakness, which means they don't really want to get into the fist fighting business. Double skulls by Plastic Tree. Needs to spend a reroll here into a push. Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan down to 2 rerolls for the half. Ellen Bruno says, I still have my Grayskull from when I was a kid. Almost all the figures, most of the vehicles. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love Grayskull. Grayskull was like so fun. Failed the boneheaded roll on Mr. Pibb. Most big guys in the game of Blood Bowl have a nega trait. In this case, for the Ogre, it's boneheaded. Before this Ogre activates, they'll have to roll a d6. So long as it's anything but a 1, he gets to activate like normal. But if it's a 1, he stares off into space because he's a big old dummy. And not only loses his action, but will lose his tackle zones as well until he succeeds that roll in a future turn. Tizzle Bizzle the second. The original Tizzle Bizzle died. R.I.P. Oh no! This Tizzle Bizzle is knocked out. Following in their founder's footsteps. One-man player advantage now for the Orc team. Yeah, Grayskull was super fun. It had like a lot of play features that was like trap doors and stuff. It was really cool. But enough of that. Enough of that nerd stuff. Let's talk about this serious stuff. Orcs and humans playing football. Turn 3 now for the Tizz Savage boys. So the human team, as you can see, trying to hold these orcs to a blitz. And there's the blitz, 2-die blitz into double pals against Cubic Zirconia, looking for a 9+ to break armor. We'll move this ball 1 or 3 spaces forward. It's going to be 1 space forward. Doesn't want to mark Velveeta, the number 4 catcher. Tony Bruno says the battle ram actually shot rockets. It was one of the few toys that really shot things. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when we had choking hazards. They're actually bringing back the mask toys this year. It was at the toy fair. Pulls in number 5 and number 8 to cover the left side of the cage. Takes a mark on number 2 and a mark on number 7. That's the thrower and blitzer, respectively. Trying to get more blocks out of the next turn. Again, this is the Bashy team. They have the skill advantage with 4 blitzers. They have the strength advantage with the 4 big and blockers. Nobody with a strength of 3 as well. There's 3, 4, 5 players on the human team with a strength of 2. So they want to stay grouped up. They want to get those assists. They want to roll those 2 block dice, maybe even 3 block dice. Try to get the knockdown. Start getting these removals. Imitation Nathan moving back into the safety position here in turn 3 for Imitation Skaven and Nathan. Now the Ogre's going to stand up and get back in this game on the blitz. Gets a push on Little Yoshi, 1979. Will definitely follow up here. And by definitely follow up, what I meant was he would stay put. Because he wants to reposition to the back left corner on number 9 so we get an assist on the block out of this. Gets a push, though. And now a 1-die on Shunter USA gets the knockdown here. Big 10+ to break armor on these orcs. Very resilient. So Transformers has a collector's line called Masterpiece. It's like their high-end line, right? It's what if money was no object, what would the engineering and parts look like? Anyway, they just released Ooh, failed 3+ dodge here. I don't know if he'll let this rock or not. He does not. Spends the reroll. Human team down to 1 reroll for the half. They just released my favorite version of Optimus Prime, which in Japan is not actually Optimus Prime, but that's neither here nor there. Called Super Jinrai. I was looking forward to it. I got it. Opened it up, played around with it. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little sad. I still think the original's still my favorite. Sadly. Not sadly, I mean, it's great. Pay a lot of money for just like, oh, I guess this is fine, I guess. Turn 4 for the Savage Boys now. Doing what they need to do with these Orcs, just continuing to bash down pitch. This is going to be a both standing result against Cubic Zirconia. And now this cage is going to be marked on the front side. Under a minute to play here in turn 4. Number 9, Little Yoshi, 1979. After being pushed, is going to get back into Mr. Pibb's face. 2-die block on fake Rolex, the number 7 Blitzer. This is going to be a POW, but no armor break. 36 seconds left on the clock. Savage Boys taking a mark on Silicone and Saline. Keeping this formation tight. Now turn 4 back to Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan. The final turn of the first quarter. Finding a number of players marked. They have a significant strength disadvantage. Still finding ways to roll the dice here. 2-die blitz thanks to the 2-die block rather thanks to the assist by Imitation Naven. It's going to be a push. Follows up to take a mark on the ball carrier. Could be a blitz on the ball carrier right now. Number 6 will not be lending an assist, as neither will number 4 as well, as they are marked. But we'll see if Wenger wants to throw the dice on this or not. One die block on Lore Extreme is a skull. Final reroll is going to be spent here, and that is a turnover. Catcher remains on the pitch. Second quarter begins. Turn 5 for the Tizz Savage Boys. They've got some blocks to take. They're going to try to murder some humans. Rolled the 1 die into a skull. Had to spend the final reroll here to keep the drive alive. Didn't work out. That's the power of the block skill. One of, if not the most important skill in the game of Blood Bowl. 2-die block by number 6 on Beyond Meat will get a push out of this. This Beyond Meat, is that like a brand of tofu or something? I have a friend who's a vegetarian. We used to go, when we worked together many moons ago, we used to go to this vegan restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but it was awesome. They had the best. No, I like meat. I like hamburgers, but I'm telling you, man, they had the best barbecue tofu burger. It doesn't sound delightful, but it was fantastic. I loved it so much. 2-die block against GoBots. The number 2 thrower gets a push out of this. $15 seconds to go in turn 5. Here's the blitz on Imitation Naven. Can he stay on the pitch? 7+ breaks armor. That is not a lot. Good luck, Nathan. Good luck, Nathan. Sorry, Nathan. Nathan removed from the pitch. 3-man player advantage now for the Orcs. Repositions Rambo the Blitzer. Rambo fails the rush. Rambo, don't you know the rushes fail 900% of the time? Page 44 of the rule book. Read the rules. Turn 5 now for Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan. Two-die block on the front left corner of the cage. Gets a pow on Space Magic. No armor break. Blitzer's going to follow up. It's another mark on the ball carrier. Again, these Blitzers are the only pieces on this roster that have the block skill. Two-die block by Mr. Pibb. Gets double pals. 9+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow here, but doesn't get the armor break. Team down to 8 on the pitch. No rerolls left. Big 3+ dodge. Under a minute to play on the turn. That'll be it. Turn 6 back to the Savage Boys. Still have a number of blocks to take here. They have a block for sure on Cubic Zirconia, who's marking the ball carrier. Also has a block on Gobots, the thrower. I spoke too soon. Gobots has the block skill as well. Gobots and the Blitzers are the only players with the block skill on the human team. Orcs staying grouped together here, taking marks. Double pals on Gobots. Be a big loss for the human team if this is a casualty. But it's not. Gobots, he's here to play. Knows how to take a hit. Savage Boys looking to score on turn 7, maybe even turn 8 if they can keep the ball safe for long enough. Two-die blitz by Rambo against Cubic Zirconia. Gets the knockdown here. Another armor break. And another removal. 2 more SPP for Rambo. Oppo's going to be spent. The Oppo is going to save Cubic Zirconia, one of the 4 Blitzers. Well done, Dr. Butcher. I don't know why people even go to the doctor. Just have a cleaver. Just have a cleaver ready. Food Polish says, Orcs are discussing SPP machines. Yep, bashy teams pick up SPP. Hatch teams also pick up SPP, just on like 3 people. Orcs are going to shift over to the left side here. Ball on the opposing 12-yard line, moving back to center pitch. Spire says nothing helps those headaches like a cleaver to the forehead. I know. It's so easy. Who knew? Two-die block against Beyond Meat. Got the pal here. Mouthy Barbecue on the block. Looking for the 8+. Doesn't get it, but now moves forward to mark Plastic Tree. Very well done here by Tizzle Bizzle. Turn 6 for now for Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan. Finding almost everyone marked. Only one player not marked for this team, and that player is prone. It's Fake Rolex back at the line of scrimmage. Very well done. Great turn by Tizzle Bizzle. Old Gamer Mike says, seems to be a risky oppo to spend so early. Maybe. The Blitzers, I think, are the stars of the show, especially at low TV like this. 50-50 dodge on the Blitz. Works out and got a pal. A rush to mark the ball carrier, perhaps. But the blitzers are real important, especially in this matchup. There's the rush. 2 marks on the ball carrier now. Catcher dodge to a rush to mark the front right corner of the cage now as well. 2-die block by Mr. Pibb. We'll get a push out of this. Stays put. Poor Velveeta. Velveeta's in trouble. Velveeta's in trouble. Failed the rush here. It's a 75% or a dodge. 75% chance of success on that dodge thanks to the free reroll. And it worked out. A 4+ with the dodge reroll, then a 3+. No problem. No problem for Velveeta. He's so slippery and greasy and not cheese that he's able to slip out from the grips of the Orcs. Turn 7 now for the Tizz Orc Savage boys. Smooth melting. Bluepaw says, I do appreciate Wenger's commitment to his team's Skaven playstyle. Honestly, absolutely for real. I think it's great that he's picked up a human team because not a lot of people play humans. And 2, just this starting combo is so interesting to me that I genuinely appreciate watching Wenger play it. I find it so interesting. Blitz on GoBots. Gets a push here. Wants more than a push. Gonna stay put here. Doesn't follow up. So the pressure, the continuous pressure here by this human team has put this ball under a decent bit of pressure. Moves forward for the assist. Maybe blitzes away with Chelsea Zola. We'll see. Even so, or not blitz, blocks away. Even so, keeping the ball carrier safe is tricky here on turn 7. Yeah, follows up, gets the knockdown. Really wanted a removal there. But the ball carrier has an MA of 6. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 rush to score currently. Tizz Bizzle needs to be mindful of where the humans are. The humans are going to try to close off every opportunity to get out of this cage. 3-die block on Beyond Meat's going to be a POW. This could be a big removal. 8+ breaks armor. And there's the armor break. And there's the removal. Well done. Well done. 4-man player advantage now for the Tizz Orc Savage boys. And now they just may have enough, to secure a lane down pitch. Very well done by Tizz Bizzle. Gets the ball up to the 18-yard line. Double pals against Plastic Tree over in the right wide zone. Can this be another removal? It cannot. Tizz Orc Savage boys on the bonus clock. Great deal here, but really use that time to their advantage. Again, you get 2 minutes per turn, and then you could dip into an additional bonus clock of 7 minutes 30 seconds for the duration of the game. The Savage boys are down to 4 minutes 46 seconds, but you can see Tizz Bizzle made very good use of that clock, and just really had a fantastic Orc offense here. The humans were able to apply some pressure, and Tizz Bizzle took that time, dipped into the bonus clock, found a way to secure a lane, and has had a great drive so far. Turn 7 for Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan. Remember, the humans do have the halflings, and they've got the ogre. They'll have at least 1 turn. Well, they'll have exactly 1 turn, unless they can get the ball here, to try to score. They can 1 turn with a halfling toss. The old fling. Uphill blitz. Uphill blitz is going to be a push. Dodge by plastic tree out to try to mark the ball carrier. Failed the dodge. Didn't work out. Didn't work out. Turn 8 now for the Savage Boys. 1 reroll on the table. We'll see a block by Space Magic against Velveeta. And then if that works out, there may be some more blocks with the reroll. Otherwise, we'll see a score by Chelsea Zolo. Again, very well done here by Tizzle Pizzle. 3-die block on Velveeta will be a push. That's enough. Still has the reroll. Spends 2 dice on GoBots. Trying to remove the thrower. Gets a push out of this. I think it's everything except... Oh no, there's blocks on the catchers. Riskier blocks without the block skill. I'll bring in the assist here. So that's 3 dice against Velveeta right now by Bernie Buffin, the number 7 big and blocker. Oh boy! Triple skulls there. Had to spend the reroll. Got triple pushes. No more rerolls left. I think we might see the ball walked into the end zone. There it is. 1-0. The Tizzler Savage Boys take the lead in this game. Well done. Two knockouts come back onto the roster here for the human team. 1 for the Savage Boys. This will be the final turn of the first half unless there's a timeout. Remember, the human team can, in fact, 1 turn with that with the halfling and the ogre, and they'll get another opportunity to roll instant potatoes back onto the pitch. Knockout rolls are a 4+ unless you have an inducement or something that makes it riskier or less risky. At the beginning of every drive, you'll roll a d6 for every knockout player you have, and on each 4+, you'll recover that player. 3 going on the line here for the Orcs. The rest are going to just screen out the end zone, positioning them on the 22-yard line to maximize the number of dodges that have to be made on this 1-turn attempt. Spire rooting for this offense. Imitation Nathan is going to be the ball carrier. Actual Nathan, the halfback. GoBots will be back to receive. The catchers are going to be put into back position as well for the inevitable handoff if need be. There is no kicker on the Orc team, not this early in the season. So it could be a shallow kick. Here's the kick. All 3 catchers back to try to cover, or try to recover this ball and get it to that halfling. It's going to be a shallow kick. Going to get it in the hands of the catcher. Well done. First order of business with no re-rolls left. It's going to be the hand. Did he not declare the handoff? Oh, he did. Oh, I got so scared. Nathan! Nathan! This is not the time to fumble the ball, Nathan. 1-0 the score. This Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan are going to be on offense to start the second half of this game. They're down a touchdown. They'll get back 2 re-rolls. Jeez, Nathan, come on. Come on. Your name's in the team name. Three on the defensive line, spread of space apart. Looks like there'll be 2 in either wide zone here. Big and blocker and a blitzer on the left side of the pitch as well as on the right side. 4 in the secondary. Well, I'd say 6 in the secondary, really. He's the leader of the band. Imitation, Skaven, and Nathan putting 2 of those blitzers on the line, trying to leverage that block skill to block down this line. Now remember, they have to play... They don't want to play the bashing game. They'll lose that. We saw that in the first half. They want to play the edge game, so they're probably going to take this offense and try to spread it as wide as possible. If you spread your offense wide, right, you have players, maybe not on the sideline, but you get my point. Right? You spread your players out here. The defense has to spread out to match. And if the defense spreads out to match, they're not getting their assists. They're not getting their assists. They're making the defense against the running game weaker as well. And that's opening up more options for you on offense to try to score. Here's the kick. Deep kick. Cheering fans, we get a prayer to Nuffle. Oh, come on, Nuffle. The refs have a keen eye this second half. They said, yep, we're going to have a fair game. Everyone under scrutiny. Any fouls will automatically result in ejections. Boo! Boo! This is not the Blood Bowl I know. Turn 9 now. Starts with Mr. Pibb activating and being dumb as ever. Fails the boneheader roll. Stares off into space. 2-die block on the right defensive end gets a push out of this. 2-die block on the left defensive end gets double pals. Looking for a 10+ on Mutt. But doesn't get it. Repositions to get an assist on Tizzle Bizzle the second. Gets a knockdown here. Cubic Zirconia on the block. In about 15 minutes, I've got my standing Tuesday business meeting. I'll try to make it quick. I apologize if I'm less talkative. I will try. I feel like I'm slowly getting better at it. I will try to do both. Should only last at most half an hour, but that is a long time, so I'll try to still be in the game. I apologize in advance. Turn 9 now for the Tizzler Savage boys. I had a very productive day at work today. I did a lot of work. I found a lot of problems. I don't know if is that a good or a bad day? I'm not sure. I'm counting it as a good day. A lot of problems that were then fixed. A mark taken on the outside of the offensive line. The right tackle, beyond meat. That number 5 catcher, 2-die block. Gets a dodge push out of this. So the defense taking lots of marks on this line. Trying not to tango with that ogre. The ogre, the strongest player on the pitch with a strength of 5. Each point of strength in the game of Blood Bowl is much stronger than it seems, right? You tend to think of strength 3 as average strength. Strength 4 is not just a little bit stronger, right? Like, it's not 33% stronger. It's significant, in my opinion, significantly more. I guess it's literally 33% stronger, but in terms of utility, it's a lot stronger. And that's because if you have strength 3 versus 3, you're getting a 1-die block. Strength 3 versus 4, it's a 2-die uphill for you. How do you make that a positive block? Well, you need 1 assist. So now you're back up to a 1-die block, but you want it to be a 2-die block. So now you need 2 assists. So you're tying up 3 players on that strength 4 piece to get your 2-die block with your average strength 3 piece. Strength 5, you're tying up yet another player. So you can really dedicate a lot of pieces to trying to get the 2-die block on these high strength pieces, and that's often just not worth it. You talk about an undead team with 2 mummies with mighty blow, strength 5, then they pick up guard and block. Like, leave them alone unless you can get the knockdown. Dauntless can be a huge factor against big guys like that. One die block on the line of scrimmage here. Gets a pal on Tizzle Bizzle the second. Will follow up. That's another assist on Mutt. Plastic Tree on the second block here. Gets a knockdown as well. I gotta put on. So I am. What's the word I'm looking for? I dress like a pauper. So like I have this hoodie, this Attack on Titan hoodie. I wear it all the time, but the trick is, I don't own one of them. I don't think frugal's the right word. I own like, how many do I own? I own 5 of them. I own 6 of them. I own 6 of the exact same hoodie. So it looks like I'm wearing the same hoodie all the time. But on one occasion I got called out because in my office, I have like, the desk I sit at, and then I have like another desk on the side, and I had a second hoodie draped around the chair. And that's when they realized I have multiples of the exact same hoodie. Turn 10 now for the Tizzler Savage Boys. Anyway, my point is, I gotta put on my hoodie. This is me dressing up. I gotta make sure my hoodie's on. Ball is now on the human 2-yard line. Fairly well protected. I mean, fairly well protected with Nathan on the back left corner. Look how far away the opposing team is from Nathan. They don't want to tangle with him. They know who Nathan is. Electric Smith says, "Do you gotta start saying, hey, that looks like a nice hoodie." I bought this one day and I was like, oh, I really like it. And then I just wore it forever. And then the first one I bought like wore out and I was like, I'll buy another one. And then that wore out and I was like, I'm just going to buy a bunch. .26 seconds left on the clock here in turn 10. 2-die blitz on Beyond Meat. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill here. Hunting that catcher who dared to move down pitch. Plenty of movement left with the blitzer. The blitzer's going to get between the catcher and the end zone. I typically don't. I don't mind like quote unquote dressing up. Armor break by the ogre gets a stun out of it. I don't mind dressing up per se. I don't like dressing up for fake. You know what I mean? Like just to wear a suit or whatever, or be the boss, or you know what I mean? Like I don't like dressing up when it serves no purpose. I don't mind dressing up to go to a nice restaurant or something like that. So a lot of my shirts and like jackets and stuff are honestly, they're just kind of stuff I got through doing. Like I have a lot of like t-shirts and stuff from fighting game tournaments and stuff. I have some. I used to do club auto racing, and I have like jackets from my racing days and stuff like that. So it's just like stuff I've done. Like I have like tons of like board game related shirts and stuff, like t-shirts. So threaten the passing game with the catcher. This forced this defense to have to cover that. This weakened the defense on the line against the running game. Cage being set up now on the opposing 8-yard line. Nathan fails the dodge. Ogre still on the corner. Nathan removed from the pitch. Nathan, buddy. Nathan. Fails the dodge here. Had a free reroll with the dodge skill. Yeah, I have a favorite pair of shoes. I like the Vans classic checkerboard shoes. I wear those a lot. My old pair got super dirty, and so I just bought the same shoes. Same hoodie, same shoes. Minute 6 on the clock here. Our second game is going to start in about 7 minutes from now. Depending on the state of this game, we'll either finish this game through or we'll switch over to the second game of our triple header tonight. Remember, in about 6 minutes now, I've got to get on my weekly meeting, but I'll still try to pay attention to both. So I apologize if I go quiet. I apologize if my meeting bleeds through. I don't think I've done that lately. 2-die blitz here against Cubic Zirconia. Gets a pow. Big armor break. Gets stun out of this. I went to a friend's wedding. Man, how long ago was that now? Probably 5 years ago at this point. And, it's a wedding, so you dress up for a wedding. But I was wearing, there's a fighting game tournament called the Evolution Championship Series. It's called Evo for short. I had Evo socks. I wore those to the wedding. El Numerino says, we're still waiting to hear about how you implemented Squirkles. I did implement the Squirkles. Tizz Savage Boy is back on the bonus clock here. 4 minutes, 35 seconds. They're currently in the lead. They want to try to stop this score, and if not, they want to try to recover this ball as quickly as possible to try to win 2-1. Big armor break here on Imitation Nathan. Both halflings removed from the pitch. Who would have thought that the two halflings of all the players on this roster would be removed? Turn 12 now for Imitation Skaven and Nathan. Toasty says Evo Drip goes hard. Did you compete in anything? Yes, I did. I've been to Evo, boy, 12 times maybe. But yeah, I played lots of games. My last Evo was 2019. But I used to play, I was a big Capcom player. I used to play Street Fighter. In my last Evo, I played Street Fighter, Sam Show, Guilty Gear, and Killer. Was Killer Instinct around in 2019? I played Killer Instinct for however long it was around. I love Killer Instinct. I love Sam Show. When the new Sam Show is Samurai Showdown, if anybody's unfamiliar. The new Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown is probably my favorite fighting game ever. But my favorite quote-unquote normal fighting game would probably be Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is my favorite Street Fighter. I love Killer Instinct. But yeah, I played Street Fighter. I mean, I was there playing CVS 2. Tessie said, nice, used to play Xrd and Strive myself. Yeah, I played, I love Guilty Gear. I like Strive. I know Strive gets a lot of hate. I like it, but it's not my favorite Guilty Gear. I actually have been getting back into a little bit of Blaze Blue. Von Roos says Killer Instinct, what a classic. Yeah, Killer Instinct's awesome. Killer Instinct 2013 was just absolutely a marvel. He did a fantastic job with it. But yeah, I used to play original KI and KI2 in university at the school arcade. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, the original KI is super duper jank. Whoa, the pass by GoBots to Velveeta. Velveeta marked, but still made the catch. Failing the dodge, has the dodge roll here. Or the dodge skill, but fails the dodge roll. Velveeta, no. Velveeta, you were gonna be a hero. Tried to pass the ball out here. Passed it to the mark catcher. The catcher then on the 50-50 dodge. Remember, dodging into a tackle zone is gonna be a -1. -1 for every tackle zone that you're dodging into, in fact. So 50-50 dodge with the dodge reroll would have made that 75% chance of success, but didn't work out. The ball now on the 10-yard line on the ground. Yeah, Xrd was super duper fun. I liked Xrd a lot. I still have my original PlayStation Guilty Gear jewel case. Well, the whole game. But armor break on the left side here gets a KO. Another removal for this Orc team. Yeah, I'm an old head. I'm quite an old head in the FGC. Failed the 3+ pickup here. Has 2 rerolls. Spends the reroll, gets the pickup. Well done by the Savage Boys to recover this ball after that big play on the pass that failed on the dodge. Lorax Dream now recovers the ball, and the Tizz Savage Boys take this ball away to their own 2-yard line. But yeah, I grew up in the arcades, playing fighting games since day one. I love them. I had a bunch of friends that played them as well. We would go. I'm from Maryland. If you're in the FGC, this may mean something to you, and if not, it means nothing to you. But we would drive up to New York and go to a place called Chinatown Fair. That was a lot of fun. And I very much miss the arcades. Like, I have such fond memories of the arcades. Turn 13 now. Oh, my meeting's starting. I got to get on the call. All right, here we go. I'll be here. I will try to pay attention. I'm very sorry. Toasty, don't worry. You're not derailing anything. I'm derailing stuff because I'm in a meeting and I'm not talking. Toasty says, or Bad Dog says, this is what the French call le good game. It is a great game. Toasty says, I started with Xrd in 2018, been trying to convince the Irish FGC to try Blood Bowl. I've said this on stream before, Toasty. I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think the FGC and Blood Bowl have a lot in common. Like, Blood Bowl is Sorry, my one of my business partner's daughters on this telling me about her popcorn. Anyway, but yeah, the FGC and Blood Bowl have a lot in common. Like it's just it's 1v1. You've got it's 1v1. Like you've got different like teams that behave and work different ways. Blocking the left wide zone here on the catcher. Oh, I'm being asked. I am in a meeting. I'm very sorry. I actually started commentating on the meeting. And one of the business partners was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what I said. I said something like, 2-9 block in the wide zone. He's like, what are you talking about? Turn 15 in this ball game. We'll finish out this game and then we'll kick over to the other game after this game ends. Why are they screaming right now? Unforgiven Ireland says, and will we get insider business info? On occasion. I try to be, I'm better about that now. Knocked out on Mr. Pibb. Tizz Savage Boys have the ball just outside the end zone here in turn 15. Not a whole lot that this human team can do to try to stop this score or even try to score themselves with one turn left. In fact, I don't think there's literally anything they can do at this point. Nothing to do here but get some SPP. Oh, the GG foul on 2 rushes. 3 assists on the foul. Gets nothing out of it. SP Beaver says you just need to explain how a 2-9 block is a fancy new business term. Uphill block on number 7. Gets a push out of this. Turn 16 for the Savage Boys with 1 reroll left. They'll take some blocks, I think. And they'll walk this ball in and win this game 2-0. Very well done by Tizzle Bizzle. Had a fantastic game this evening. And once this game ends, we'll kick over immediately to the second game of our doubleheader that is probably underway now. I gotta find a way to turn down the volume on Google Meet. Both standing result on the blitz in the left wide zone. And here's the score. There it is, 2-0. The Tizz Savage Boys win this one soundly. Very well played by Tizzle Bizzle. Great game, played very well by both coaches. Tough matchup, I think, for the human team here, having the 4 catchers and just the 2 blitzers. But still played a great game. And a very good win here by the Orc team. And with that win, the Tizz Savage Boys will be in 5th place here with their first win of the season. 1-1-2 is their record. Remember, the top 2 teams of each division will advance to the top 8. It's no longer a top 4. And then the best 2 teams besides. So you can get 3rd place and make the cut. Lots of opportunities to make the cut. We're going to jump right into our second game of the doubleheader tonight.